What's up, everybody? I'm Josh Meek, the Uber Geek, and welcome to Pretty Dece, your daily entertainment and pop culture show. And we're getting a lot of news now that 2019 is here for movies and TV series that clearly have just been kind of waiting for the new year to kind of kick things off and start making announcements. And one of those is something we've known about since August of 2017. Finally, the wheels are starting to move, and that is the Jay and Silent Bob reboot that Kevin Smith is working on. Now, he announced back in 2017, as I said, that this movie is something that he was going to be making, this Jay and Silent Bob remake film, that the storyline is that the Jay and Silent Bob characters are going to Hollywood to put a stop to a Blunt Man and Chronic film franchise being made. And it's supposed to be poking fun at Hollywood's insistence on remaking movies and rebooting series, and kind of how that is a trope that we see all of the time now. They're both doing that with Jay and Silent Bob, and also apparently poking fun at it at the same time. Now, if you don't know anything about Jay and Silent Bob, these are stoner characters from stoner movies, essentially. But typically these movies have been fairly good. They're dumb and they're silly, but they're generally smartly written for the movies that they are. But they're a very specific type of film for a very specific audience. And the Jay and Silent Bob characters, Silent Bob is Kevin Smith himself, and Jay is his friend Jason Mewes. They have had a kind of a recurring role in Kevin Smith's films. They've starred. They have been just sort of bit characters, kind of little side plot characters, and they've kind of run throughout Kevin Smith's career in his films. So this would be a return to a starring role for these characters, and these characters are very well beloved for fans of Kevin Smith and his films. Now, Kevin Smith has been doing different stuff as of late in his career. He's put out a horror film. He's dabbled in other genres. And he's kind of left Jay and Silent Bob behind. They haven't appeared in the recent movies that Kevin Smith has worked on. So it'll be very interesting to see him revisit these characters and see how his writing style has changed and how he approaches them differently, both writing these characters now kind of in a different world than he wrote them last time, and how these characters approach that world as well. Things have changed since we last saw Jay and Silent Bob, which was in 2006's Clerks 2. Kevin Smith has talked about a Clerks 3, which is no longer going to be happening because the leads of the film, there's one that hasn't committed. And there was a Mallrats movie sequel that was in the talks that then became a series, and now seems like it also isn't happening. But as of right now, this Jay and Silent Bob remake seems like it is occurring. Kevin posted a photo on Twitter of a kind of pre-production meeting for Jay and Silent Bob, the reboot, and we know that he wrote the script as well from a photo that he's posted online. So things are in the works. This movie seems like it is happening. No indication on when we'll actually see it, but it certainly will be interesting to figure out what type of movie this is and what tone it is, and if it really even plays in 2019 and beyond. Because in my mind, at least, Jay and Silent Bob are characters that are very much of a time and a place. So it'll be interesting to pull them into modern times and kind of see how that works. But it's hard not to love Kevin Smith, and it's hard not to, even if you don't love his movies, it's hard not to like the man. He gets so excited about everything that he makes and everything that he does, and you can tell that he pours his heart into it, be it writing his Twitter account, be it recording his podcast, or making his movies. He really gives it his all, and he dives in head first, and you can tell he's very, very into it, and he's a huge fan of the stuff that he produces, which is a very endearing quality that he has. So be on the lookout for more Jay and Silent Bob reboot news, and we might talk about it more on the show as we find out more about it, but it is a project that is continuing. So that's going to do it for Pretty Dece for today. Thanks very much for joining me to talk about Jay and Silent Bob. If you want to support Pretty Dece, you can do so. Just visit prettydeceshow.com/listener support to find out those details. And, of course, you can listen to the show in podcast form wherever you download your podcast from. Just search for Pretty Dece. Or you can check out the YouTube channel. Just visit youtube.com/prettydece to find that channel. And, of course, hit me up on social media. I'm on Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram at Pretty Dece Show.